Right, a bit of Factorio to the end. A couple of hours of that, and then we'll be done. Looking forward to bringing your survival playthrough to Pleasant Valley. Nice. The long Factorio. Just turn off. Right. Who am I dragging down? Presumably Whiteland, Puppies, and Tom, I guess. Let's put myself online. Play, multiplayer, host a save game. Which one was we on, guys? Was it this one? No, it's not that one. I can't remember the name of the save game. Might be one of these. 17.8. Was there no save date on this thing? Good night, Trotters. 16k peanuts noise. Was it that one? I don't think it was that one. Oh, peanut. It's gotta be peanut. It's gotta be this. Peanut start 4. I reckon it's that. Peanuts. Steam. Hopefully that's right. Right, you guys need to join in the right order now. Right, fire trap, pups down. Hey.
No.
So it's Whiteland and Tom, presumably.
Yeah.
I just hope this is the right save game.
I think it was.
Where's Whiteland gone? There's Tom.
He's up for it yet.
Whiteland's left Discord, I think.
Slacker.
Yeah, this is the right save.
Like, Whiteland was in Discord all evening, and then the moment to start the game, leaves Discord. It's very complicated. I mean, ask questions, I can answer questions about the game. So you can kind of, like... I can explain what's going on. Jeez, trying to remember where he was up to in this. I think Whiteland was just about getting bots online.
Was we working on the chemical plant?
I don't know. Maybe somebody in chat can remember what he was up to.
Whiteland's here.
Let's see.
Whiteland's here.
Yeah, he's in the game, but he's not in Discord. Looks like we've got blue. Is that blue circuit?
Purple, blue, yeah.
Oh boy.
Hannah says you were shouting at me, telling me to get bots up and running.
Well, I can see bot things flashing, but I don't know if we've got bot construction under the way. Oh no, hang on, we've got a couple of roboports.
Yeah, I can't... I've played too many saves since this.
I remember I had a train load of copper, just didn't know where to unload it.
Yeah, I can see a copper. You can see we need more green circuits. Dude, I literally can't remember what was going on here. Let's start with the furnaces. We've got iron coming out. We've got copper coming out. steel. So we've got a bus that runs north. We've got plenty of green circuits.
We need another line of copper.
Yeah. I figure we can start this one here, the empty one.
Oh, I remember now. We was trying to figure out why this doesn't work properly.
What, the inserter construction?
Yeah.
Why it doesn't work?
Yeah, because the green one ain't getting anything to it.
Can I make puppies louder? It's a bit difficult. Hang on. I don't... I'm going to say no to that, because puppies has a tendency of screaming sometimes, and then you're glad it's not on loud. I don't know why we're not making inserters, though. It's...
I don't scream. I don't know what you're on
Yeah,
about.
you do!
No.
Don't you... Tom, does he scream sometimes?
Yes, especially when he's throwing fire.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly.
See, now you're accusing me of playing with fire, and I would never do no such thing in this game.
Have we got oil going? Because if we
Oh my
have...
God. We do. Right,
Yeah.
I'll just be down in this corner a minute.
Never give puppies a flamethrower.
Why? What happens when you give me a flamethrower?
You get loud.
That's inserters.
No.
Why is that not inserting cogs from there, I wonder? That needs iron gear wheels and iron plates, both of which are on this line. Why is it not inserting them?
I've not had Dr. Pepper today, Hannah. You're safe.
Because it can't output any more inserters. That's demanding a yellow inserter. It could put it into there. It could also put it into here. Both of these are demanding yellow inserters, which that's meant to be making. But it's not making them because it doesn't have any iron gear wheels. If it made them, this could make blue and insert into that one. Output storage chest might be full. Nope. Blue cannot output its product. Well, this one, so it can't output into here, even though it's got a free space. The outputs are full, Giddy. Giddy, I don't know, mate. I'm not seeing this. I don't understand. I'm looking at the boxes and I'm not seeing any full boxes. I'm looking at the assembly machines and I'm seeing spaces. I don't get it. Look at the conditions. Wait, you've set up circuits on these?
Nope.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't put these chests down. Whiteman did.
Well, look at this blue inserter. It's got a condition that says enabled if the purple inserters is less than 50. And we have more than 50 purple inserters. That is why that's not outputting.
Yeah, I didn't put any of this down. The only thing I put down was the machine, the assemblers.
Okay.
Because last time we was here, we was like, why ain't this green one getting cogs or blue inserters?
Give me a sec. I'll fix it. I don't know why it was circuit limited when it's box limited.
No clue.
Right. Anyway, trying to figure out what I was up to. So that's building that way. That's building that way. That's building... Oh, I think we just put the Roboport builder at the top, hadn't we?
Yeah, I remember doing that bit.
That was the last thing we made because we're building upwards.
Yeah.
I've never seen you play this. Looks more complicated than the last game. Yeah, I can explain it. I mean, it's a game that's quite... It's quite simple, but also very, very involved. If that makes any sense. But essentially, it's about automation. You basically build machines to do your bidding, if you like. And you start off with resources like this is let's see. So this is iron ore, and it's being moved around on belts. And then the iron ore comes into here with coal, and it goes into these furnaces. That basically turns the iron ore into iron plates. And these little things here are called inserters. They take things out of one place and put them in another. So they take the ore and the coal, put them in the furnace, and then these inserters take the iron plates and put them on this belt. This belt then goes away with all the iron plates on it. It comes back around to here, and it goes back into a furnace again, where it's made into steel. And that way, we can basically make steel, copper plates, iron plates. And from those basic ingredients, that you can then start making other things. So, for example, this assembly machine, you tell it to make cogs. So it takes iron plates and it produces cogs. And the cogs go off to make other machines. And it's just a series of, like, you know, levels. So this here is this is designed to construct ammo. You can see what kind of thing it's making by the icon. So that's making like a magazine of ammo. This is making an armor-piercing version of it. And they take these ingredients off the belts and make them, put them onto these belts, and then these machines put them in boxes. So we can just walk over to this box and pick up some ammo or some gun turrets. And that's what that's designed to do. So you get these kind of like mini designs that you can do things with. Maybe Watchtower at some point. Why is steel in 2 furnaces for iron plates? Why is steel in 2 furnaces for iron plates? I'm not sure I understand the question. You can take one of these furnace arrays that make iron plates and put them back into another furnace array that smelts them again into steel. Do you need a degree? No, Wobbly. What you need is... The way to play this game is this. It's very, very deep, but just get into it, and every time you play, just learn a bit more. I'm still learning, like, and I've been playing it for a long time, and I'm still learning. You always, every time you play, you learn a better way of doing something, or you watch somebody else and see a little trick that you didn't think of. The scale of stuff they build in this game gives me a headache, Anna. So, and then you've got like fluids, so these are pipes. So this is piping in petroleum gas, and the gas comes into this machine here, and you can see what it's trying to make is this, and what it needs is this. So to make one of these circuits, you need a red circuit, green circuit, and petroleum gas. So all that's happening is we're belting in green circuit, we're belting in red circuit, and we're pumping gas. And this then has its things, what it needs, and it outputs the circuits onto here. But these are inactive because there's not enough green circuits coming in to flow down the line, because this one's taking it all. So we need to get more green circuits in here to improve the efficiency. And a lot of the game is about things like that. It's keeping the efficiency of your machines going. On the bottom row, 2 have steel inside. On the bottom row, 2 have steel inside. No idea. You need to make a lot more green circuits, otherwise those blue circuits ain't gonna work.
Problem with that is we ain't making enough copper.
You're
Working
joking.
on it. Working on it.
You could give me a hand though, Paul.
I'm just trying. Sorry, hang on a sec, bub. So Tom, when you do start producing more copper, you need to put red belts to get the line up to date, or two
Yep.
yellows.
Yep, working on it.
What's up, pups?
Can you take these robo ports in here and help me spread them out?
Can I what?
Take these robo ports and help me go over our base with them.
Oh, okay.
I've done some of it.
So now we're just at the point where we're starting to get a helipilot. Do you like this game? Oh, you do. I remember now. We're just at the point where we're starting to get bots, and once you start getting bots, the game changes because the bots start flying around building things for you. So instead of having to go around and construct stuff, you just lay a blueprint out, and the bots will fly in and build it for you, and then it starts to get really crazy. So on this network here, like these are roboports, and what happens is these little flying bots need to fly. They'll fly out of here, do something, and then fly back to get charged again or to pick materials up. So what you try and do is you try and create a grid of these roboports. So all that orange area there is where the logistics can be moved around, and all the green is where they can build. But as I love bots. So yeah, when we go to put one down, you see how you get the red and the green and the orange. So I need to basically line it up so that we get good coverage. Bots are indeed the best thing in this game. But I also need to get power to them as well. Are we making power poles anywhere?
No.
Are we actually manufacturing bots?
Yeah. I can't remember what the key is to see how many you have though.
How many what bots?
Yeah.
Is it L for logistics or something?
Oh, there you go. We have 320 logistic and 320 construction.
It's funny because I don't see them anymore.
Yeah, I think it's because the stuff that they need ain't put in boxes that they can take from.
See, I could put that
Like,
here, but then I'd leave a gap in the logistic
start making
network.
stuff for the
So I want to move it
bots,
over slightly and put it there. Oh yeah, just hover over a roboport and that shows it as well. Do you see the update to how bots place floor tiles down? No, Giddy. Explain. What's the object of the game? The actual object is you land on an alien planet. It's covered in... These red bits here are alien bases. So it's covered in alien bases and stuff. And they don't like pollution. So as you start creating your factory, your pollution shown here starts to spread. The more machines you build, the more it starts to spread. When it reaches any of these bases, then they'll start attacking, and they start going towards whatever's causing the pollution. So in essence, what you do is you try and build your factory up, and I guess the goal is to build a rocket silo and launch a rocket and get off the planet. That officially ends the game, but you can just carry on. You can literally just carry on and have loads of fun. So these like little short power poles, they can only link that far. So you have to click them like that. And then the little square around them shows the area they supply. So anything in that rectangle will be powered from the power pole. New bot flooring, it's hard to explain. Right, okay. So they seem to do it in a sort of a fractal pattern. I'll have to have a read through that. You can also send rockets to get space science and keep advancing tech. I didn't know you could get space science. There you go. You see some bots flying down.
Happy anniversary, Natter.
The bots are basically flying over and taking materials away from me. Because that's the other thing they do is they'll fly over and supply you with materials or take materials away. Because I've put stone in the recycling bin, they're basically taking the stone off me and binning it. Because I said I don't want it. And they're logistic bots. So logistic bots move things around the network and construction bots build things. States, thank you for 15 months. Bravo Alpha Echo, thank you for 59. One more month to the big 5-0. Nice. Wizard Steve, thank you for a year, sir. Jackal, thank you for gifting a sub to Jay Rinder. Welcome back, Jay Rinder. You've got to be careful of the trains, though. They go so fast. It's very easy to get killed. They're not like British Rail. Oh, we'll get there, Icarus. Don't worry, bro. We'll get there. So I can't really put this down. It's to be like a wonky shape like that. There we go. Right, so I'm running low on electric poles. So one of the things I'd like... We're definitely not making electric poles anywhere, right?
No, I'm just about to sort it.
I was going to say, because I'll build it and show people how it works.
Oh yeah, you do that then.
Just need to find the best place to get the resources.
Probably where you're building the pipe around that bit.
What's that bit?
Where I am standing on the map, just north.
Haven't you still changed the power poles to steel? Well, not... No, we will do. Once we've got the bots to do it. Oh, I see. See, our bots are busy deconstructing trees right now.
Yeah, they kind of went crazy once I put a robo-port over by the conveyor belts.
Yeah, because you've got all them blueprints that are basically trying to build the entire circuit array out. That's the problem, is it? When you have so many blueprints laid out, and then as soon as you get bots, they all start going, "Oh, let's go and build all that then." Like they're building out the main bus now.
Yeah, as soon as I put it down near the conveyor belts, I was like, I regret this.
So if we want to
I
build,
hope no one wants any bots anytime soon.
if we want to automate electric poles, we're going to need wood for the small ones, but for the medium ones, you need copper, steel, and iron stick. They're like the 3 ingredients listed there. And if you look up like an iron stick, funnily enough, you make an iron stick from iron plate. So essentially, what we need is copper plates, steel, and iron. And then we can also build these because they're the same material. So we can build medium and big electric poles. If you wanted lighted versions, we'd have to build a lamp first. So I just need to figure out where's the best place to build that. So I can see the main bus has got steel going down it, we've got copper going down it, and we've got iron going down it. So anywhere around here, we could branch off the line, get the materials we need, and build the poles. And then what you do is you put them in a certain kind of chest called a provider chest, and that's where the bots know they can go to get things. So then in your backpack, if you said, oh, give me 50 of these, they'll try and get that from a provider chest and then bring it over to you. So as you're laying poles down, the bots will fly over and bring more poles to you. It's kind of cool. Gamma, thank you for 31 months. Love the VR180. Keep up the good work. Thank you. So let's see. Medium electric pole requires 2 copper, 2 steel. Well, we can make the iron stick first. They're pretty easy to make. For that, we need the assembly plant, which is one of these things. Are we making the assembly machines anywhere?
No, I'm doing it now.
Man, this build's got a few things missing.
Yeah, we discussed it after the stream, like we should have done some things differently.
Alright, so I need to build some of these. I'll grab some iron. So you can just run down a line and hold the F key and it'll pick things up. What's the flashing yellow triangles, Baz? Down the bottom here, it's the alerts essentially. It's effectively saying that there are the bots. It's warnings from bots. They want to construct things. They want to construct all these things, but they're missing ingredients to do it. So you just ignore it. You pretty much always have these. So one of the things we want to do is branch off the iron plate here. So that's on a yellow belt, which is like the slowest belt in the game. And if we build a splitter, and what you can do is you can send whatever's on this belt, whatever's coming down this belt later, will go underground and appear there. Like that. So that's how you basically go past a splitter, because a splitter's going to take this line and split it into 2. So we can route it out like this. So that's like a standard pattern that you learn. And then we're going to do the same thing with the steel over here. We're going to need some copper as well. So the best thing we can do here is effectively to so we just create a space basically. So these things can just be brought out. They go down quickly. Yeah, as the bots are running around basically building stuff, the warning levels go down. So now we've got 2 of the ingredients that we need. We needed steel, copper, and iron. So what we'll do is turn this iron into iron sticks and then send it down a belt that the rest of these machines can use. We don't need to make too many of these because like you won't use insane amounts of power poles, but you just need to have a build that can do them and put them in boxes. You'll be fine. So what we could do is... So if we do that and say build iron sticks, it straight away says it needs 1 iron plate, and I think it builds 2 of them, yeah. So 1 iron plate gets turned into 2 iron sticks. You really don't need much iron. So for simplicity's sake, we could do like that. And then we just need to get power over here. So that starts inserting iron plates, which then makes iron stick, but then it stops because it's got nowhere to put the stick. So this can't build unless you clear the output line. So what you then need to do is do that, so it's got somewhere to put them, and then this machine can carry on building. And that's basically how you get things going. You can use direct insertion for electric poles. What you mean from the medium to the big? We could do, but we want to keep a buffer of medium as well, so... For the sticks. Oh, I see what you mean. So you mean just have the machines directly inserting? If I was going to do that, I would have had to have left more room, really. So insert into the medium and insert into the large. If we get copper and steel on the same line, hang on, let me grab the copper. If we get copper over here, yeah, I'll have to move the stick machine. So what we'll do is... So you may notice like a belt has 2 halves to it. You can have, at the moment, you've got 2 lots of steel, 1 on each side coming down here. This one's just got sticks on one side of it. So what you can do is you can have a belt where you basically... do that. So you combine 2 ingredients onto 1 belt. Thank you, Billy. So yeah, we'll take this back up and do it a different way. It's not a public server now. So if this is iron stick, and the iron sticks are chucked out into each of these machines, that's then building medium electric poles. That one's building large electric poles. Have we got any green? And then the results come out into boxes. So we want...
Hey, look, the Irox is here.
Huh? What?
He's in chat.
Oh yeah, he's been in chat all day.
Shows you I haven't watched.
So they're the passive provider chests. So a bot will come to these to get things. And what you can do is you can limit them and say it can only have that many spaces in it, and it literally will become full. So you don't have to have the full size box. You can make like a smaller box if you like. That way you don't build too many of something. So all I've got to do is get these iron things into that now, which is various ways we could do that. But which way do you want to do it? Well, I could bring it up that way or that way. Doesn't make any difference. I think I should have split it back here. It would have been a bit tidier. Better. Desperate wants to play with you. I've already told him to join. He said he didn't want to, Baz. He'd rather watch. Because he's still learning the game, you see.
Out a copper, which has stopped the green circuits.
So then you just need to keep your eye on things and see what happens. So that's making sticks, and you want to look at that and see if it's ever running out of plates. If that ever goes down to 0 and it's stopped building because of that, it means you're not getting the iron plates in there quickly enough, but it's not reaching 0, so that insert is fine. Then if we look at them, do the same principle, you can kind of see that it's starved of iron stick. You see that? Because it's sharing the iron sticks with this thing, and there's not enough to go around. So in theory, one machine could have fed that, but in reality, does it matter? Do we need that many? Don't think we've got speed modules yet. Oh, we do have speed modules. So each speed module adds 20% speed. So what we can do is just make some of them and stick them in here. Stick 2 in there and give it a 40% boost. Do you prefer this over Satisfactory? Yeah, I do. Satisfactory's fun, but it's nowhere near as deep as this game, and it's not as replayable. So yeah, I mean, you know, there's loads of ways of designing this, and every time you build one, you go, how can I make that more efficient? And eventually you'll come up with a design that you like, and then what you do is you create a blueprint out of it. So you say, right, I like my design, I'm going to create a blueprint. And then I'm going to store it in my blueprint book and use it later. So next time you play in Factorio again, you don't have to keep like redesigning everything. You can take your blueprint and put it down. Or if you want another one. And if you've got bots, they'll build it for you. Are we meant to be researching something?
Yeah, well, all the iron whiteland's being moved around by train.
So now I've got these speed modules. We'll put them in there. And that should start building a lot quicker.
I don't know if we're meant to be researching.
So that's 40% faster now. You can also get blueprints from other players, which is OP. Yeah, so you can go to like websites like factorioprints.com. There are just so many blueprints that people have made. For example, here's a whole bunch of blueprints that I have, like early game stuff, like those smelting arrays. And people have worked out how many, how long it takes a furnace to smelt something, and therefore how many you can line up, and how much you can feed with yellow belts before they starve. So they work out maximum efficiency. But a lot of the game's fun is just making things yourself as well, so... Quite often you'll design something and be like, hey, that's cool. And then you look at somebody's blueprint and be like, yeah, yours is a lot smarter. Is there a perfect map in terms of efficiency? Some things can be perfect. So, for example, like I say, these furnace arrays, like here, this furnace array, not that one, this copper one. That's a perfect array, for a number of reasons. One, it's if you get this yellow belt completely what they call compressed. A compressed belt is it's transporting the most material that it can. A yellow belt is slower than a red belt, so you can see these red belts go a lot quicker than these yellow belts, right? You get these earlier in the game. So this yellow belt has a maximum amount of copper ore that it can possibly bring down the line. It's then split in half. Half goes that way and half goes that way. Well, along here, this is the maximum number of furnaces that you can have, because if we add another furnace here, then it will basically not fire up because all of the material will be gone by the time it gets to here. So this is like a ratio that's been worked out. It's also a good design because it's chainable. If you know, like when you get the blueprint, it comes like this, and you can chain one on top of another on top of another, and the coal chains all the way through them. So it's a nice blueprint from that sense. It's also tidy. Aesthetically, it's a tidy blueprint. And if you put all those factors together, that makes it a perfect blueprint. It's tidy and it's efficient. The highest ranking is the black belt. What's the white bubble at the copper plate factory? This is a light, I think. I think it's a light that somebody put down. That white bubble on the copper furnace, was that an image somebody put down? A balloon light.
It's one of the mods we got.
Oh, right, it's a mod, okay.
Happy
So yeah,
anniversary,
that's like, that's just the furnace. And obviously...
They light up more than the standard lights in the game.
Gotcha. So feeding the furnace is another problem. You need to try and get a compressed belt of iron ore, right? To do that, you need to have the right number of mining machines. But these resources don't last forever. Like if we hover over this here, the iron ore that it was getting out the ground is gone. That one, if you look at the icon, can you actually see that with my Games Planet logo? 1 second. Where's the Games Planet logo? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, that's got 65 left. That's got none left. So what happens is over time, these deplete, and then the resources deplete, and then the belts are not compressed, and then the furnaces start to become inefficient because the last ones aren't firing, and you have to source a new location for iron ore. So then you look on the map, and you start looking around, and let's turn that off, pollution off for a second. That will turn a load of stuff off. That's the power line. That's the power network. So you can see down here, there's a 15 million iron ore. So at some point, we're going to have to go down there. We'll have to secure it because obviously this bunch of aliens ain't going to be happy. So we'll have to build a wall around it, turrets around it, put mines down, and then get that material back into the furnace array. Now, given that distance, you could belt it. You could red belt it all the way down here. But you could also get a train. So have a train set up here. So what you do is you load the train The train drives along the track, comes all the way down here, and you basically probably drop it off there where that mine used to be. Not that one, that one. When that mine's gone, you could build a depot here, drop it off on the train, unload it onto the belt, and chuck it into the furnace. Which is kind of like what Tom's doing here, see? So here's a lot of iron ore. It's being put on the belt. It goes down the belt to here. These belts come in and the boxes are loaded. And when the train turns up, it loads the back of the train from the boxes. So these boxes act as a buffer. So when the train is away, it carries on loading the boxes. And as soon as the train turns up, it throws everything in the back of the train. And this train is programmed to, when it gets here, it waits for a full cargo. As soon as it's got a full cargo, it goes to the arrays and it empties. And it's basically on a programmed loop. You can see it going down the line there. So it goes all the way around there. If I can follow it back. It goes all the way there and unloads. Trains are amazing. Like, programmatically, you can have so much fun with a train. What's the experience of this game? Have you gone end-game content? Yeah, I mean, I've done the rocket thing a few times, but to be honest with you, like, the rocket goal is just... I don't know, you just carry on, usually. There's so much more fun to be had, even when you've fired the rocket. So you can also use trains to get yourself around as well. You can make passenger trains. You can have trains that... Because once your base gets really big and you want to get from here to here, it actually takes quite a bit of time. So you can make trains that just whisk you off. No, you never stop learning. You really don't stop learning. And there's different ways of playing it as well. Like some people go for really efficient builds. Some people go for lovely tidy builds. Some of the bases look incredibly tidy. You know, they have like concrete walkways and trains, and it'll look like an integrated circuit chip. It'll be that well designed. Other people do speed runs and stuff. Like they try and get to the rocket as quickly as you can. It's crazy. And then you've got difficulty levels. When you create your map, you can play with so many parameters to adjust, you know, how much water you've got, how big the water lakes are, how many trees you've got, whether it's desert or not, how strong the enemies are, how quickly they evolve. And then you get into mods, and mods just completely change the game again. So, you know, this game is unbelievably deep. But just start off and have fun with it. That's it. That's all you got to do. Like, if you look at this now, we've already built 50 big electric poles. So what I can now do, and assuming there's some bots around, in my logistics, I can say, I want big electric poles and I want to have a minimum of 50 on me. So now, the bots, well, did you see that? They flew over to that box, picked up a load of big electric poles, because this is a provider chest, and threw them in my backpack. Yeah, and if I drop a pole down now, because I no longer have 50, a bot is going to bring one back. And this is why I love bots. They're just brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. If you create your network, bots will bring stuff to you all day long. So the same thing with the medium. I don't have any mediums, but I know we're making them over here. So if I go to medium electric pole and say I want 50 of them, as soon as the bots are free, they'll bring some stuff over. And that's the logistics bots in action. Equally, if I say, if I don't place an electric pole down, if I place a ghost down, a blueprint of one, if I say I want one of those here, a bot will come over, a construction bot at some point will come over, pick up one of these things and build it. And I just found that aspect of the game awesome, because I can just go, I'll have one there, one there, one there, like that, one there. And the bots do it. So once you've got everything in provider chests, construction becomes so much more fun. Because you can just lay things how you want, and then the bots will actually go ahead and do it. Oh, dude, if you could have those bots in real life, I'd have them in an instant, in a heartbeat. Combinators. Oh my god, let's not get into combinators. Combinators allow you to do like actual logic circuits. So it's a whole depth unto itself. But yeah, combinators are like logic gates, and with logic gates you can basically build up complex circuits that, you know, examine the materials you have and then build more if you don't have enough. Nuts. It's like an Amazon button. Donny! Come on, pal. Oh my god, no way. No way. No way. No, we're gonna need a towel. We're gonna need a towel. That guy is wet. We're not doing that. Right, you can request medium and big electric poles. I'm sure you already know this, but I thought I'd tell you anyway.
Guess what I made?
Thank you very much.
Bro,
Thank you very much.
you're too wet. You're not coming on my knee right now. Oh, wet doggo smell. Yay. Are we making pipes? Can we get those pipes in requester chests and things like that as well?
Yeah, I'll do it there.
Sorry, provider chest, not requester. Oh yeah, I can see them.
Yeah, we also need to sort out assembling machines.
Miss Precious.
Johnny! Come on, pal. Come on. Right. Come on. Come on, wet doggy.
What did you do for a tasty bite?
Has he been out for a walk in the wet or something?
No, it's raining, dear.
It's raining.
He's just come in.
Well, he's not just come, like, he's wet.
To here, in the house
Okay.
here.
Hey,
He's not been for his walk yet.
I'm a wet, smelly dog. Please tell puppies to stop it. I told you don't let puppies get a flamethrower. It's a bad idea. It's like a kid with matches. He really is. It's a nightmare. You haven't seen Doyle in 6 months? He was in a VR180 video like yesterday. Come on. 3D Doyle. Go watch the video in 3D.
I feel like I should send you a daily picture.
Alright. What were you feeding Doyle at the bridge? I think it was cheesy bites.
Cheesy bites, and he had some smackos.
Yeah, a couple of schmackos. Mrs. Squirrel was actually there for that one, for filming. She was looking after Doyle. You're barely on YouTube anymore. No. You love 3D Doyle. Like, if you watch it on a headset, it is so much more kind of realistic. It's weird. Like, people feel more real. Dogs feel more real in front of you. It's bizarre. I thought you wouldn't have gone to the Iron Bridge alone. Nah, you can't. You can't do all that filming yourself. Not possible.
Did you tell him that was Doyley's first time in a hotel?
Oh, yeah.
He behaved.
He actually stayed in a hotel overnight with us. We actually found a dog-friendly hotel and he stayed with us. That was his first ever night in a proper hotel. I don't know, Gideon was just doing some research of stuff to make, and look, I found the Iron Bridge and was like, well, that could be interesting. Did they let you start up the Class 47 train? Yeah, but I didn't film that bit. But, like, James, he took me around the engine room and showed me all the stuff, and they did all the checks, and then came outside and, you know, you put the battery on and it's press the button, hold it down for like 10 seconds and the engine starts. You're welcome, Bowen. Right, see you tomorrow, pal. Thanks for popping in. Don't get too wet on the way back. Bye-bye. Vardenator, yeah. We got up, I think you get up to about 160, 170 down the straight, maybe nearly 180. You get quite quick going down the Wellington Straight. So now they're in provider chests. It means you can request these things. So you could say, right, I want to make sure that I've always got 300 of those pipes. And same with the pipe to ground. Make sure I've always got like 100 of those or something. Sulfur. Now, auto trash is somewhere you can say, if I've ever got this stuff, get rid of it. So I can say auto trash and leave me with none of it. So they'll come over and take that away. Bots. Just, bots are amazing. You're waiting for somebody to get run over by a train. It'll happen, Baz. Raw fish? Why have I got raw fish on me? Right, so these... You can see the bots are filling everything apart from the assembly machines. Did you automate assembly machines, Pups?
Doing it now. I had to sort out the conveyor belts because we had no iron up this end of the belt of the bus.
Okay. I was going to say I can do it. I just know if you'd already done it.
No, you can start if you want.
Make sure you have storage chests for the bots. What do you mean?
Go ahead if you want to do it.
Okay.
I'm just running around fixing things at the moment.
How many storage chests are you meant to make? That's the question. Yeah, I know fish shields bite to damage. I just didn't realize I picked them up. Good night, Maniac. Right, so if we want to make assembly machines, we need steel, iron gear wheels, electronic circuits, and assembly machine 1, which means we need to make those first. So that's electronic circuits, iron gear, and it's the same kind of stuff that we had a minute ago. The permanent J-Rinder. Thanks. You can have one storage chest for each product that are. Nice way. Why do you need them, Flying Icarus? Why do you need them exactly? Like, is this not a storage chest for that product type, in a way? CavTD, thank you for 11 months. Iron gear wheels. We are making iron gear wheels. So bots have a place to put the stuff you want to get rid of. What happens when they become full, though? Right, so down here, there's plenty of iron gear wheels, copper, steel, and iron. The only thing that's not there is green circuit. But there's green circuit here that I could extend and bring down. So we can just extend the material out here, bring the green circuit along, and build the stuff. Bots can only take from passive provider chest. Need some storage space for bots. Does it matter where you build them then?
I've put storage down for the bots.
You have done.
Yeah, I've put
How
12
many?
boxes down.
12 boxes, okay. I have no idea how many we're supposed to have.
No clue, so I just made as much as I could and stuck them down.
Interesting. Blackmuts, how you doing? Yeah, it's from scratch. A biker's addiction. Thank you for 37. Let's see. That's all output. This is all input line. So if we can get it down here, that would be nice. What we could probably do is have like, let's see, 5 cogs and 3 iron circuits. So we could probably put cogs and green circuits on the same line. Just got to get them down though. I didn't know. Alright, so an iron plate, 9 gear wheels. So we're just going to make these and throw them into there. There's just no other point. There's no point keeping them now. But we want to make it so that we can do other stuff later with these materials. So we don't want to like block the line. We'll keep the lines going. That's a bit of a pain in the case to have. Shouldn't the ammo have provided chests as well? Yes, it should now, Baz. Quite correct. Because we've now got bots, there's a bit of an exercise going around replacing things with provided chests so that we can get things sent automatically. Because, yeah, quite right. One of the things you want to do is say, please make sure that I've got enough ammo all the time. Right, ammo's on provider as our gun turrets. Chase me, bots, chase me!
You have people unhappy that we're not being attacked so much.
Well, it won't be too long. If you look east, it's going to happen very, very soon.
That'll make Thyrox happy.
Well, it will, because east we have 0 defense. So that train copper route over there has no gun turrets on it, and the attack's going to come from there very soon.
I'm working on it.
Look at Thyrox, ban Thyrox. Laughing at us in chat, like, I don't want to join you guys, I want to watch and laugh. So if we put that down and say, it takes half a second to make one of those. It takes a half a second to make one of those. So that should be a 1-to-1 relationship. One of them should insert into one of them. You can't deal with not having PA Mark II. PA Mark II. I don't know what that is. Oh, power armor. Gotcha. I haven't built any stuff myself yet. It's crazy. I really should. Whole steam array down here. So in theory I could build it here, but that would mean branching materials off before this, and I don't want to do that because I'd rather make sure we have enough ammo before, and the materials that are left come to this thing. Likewise, I don't want to go too far this way. If we needed a steam array, I'll probably have to go there, but I doubt we would need one. Battlefield, COD, FIFA, Fallout pumping out repetitive content. Yeah, they do it Vardonator because it works. It brings them money in.
Welcome to the Nut House.
That's why they do it. Woody Dult, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome to the house, Woody. Can I design your YouTube banner design for my portfolio? I won't include your logo if you don't want me to. I'm all right with the one I've got, to be honest, Liam. And like over the years, I've had people send stuff in, and I've never been that impressed by most of the things that have been sent in. So I'll just politely decline because I don't feel like I need one. Earthen Lady, what is it you're currently doing? Is it a build of a factory or something? A screenshot of your base? Yeah, ask a mod for a permit then. Or just send it to the mod first. You're going from micro to macro building. Nice. Right, cogs, circuits, and green. 9 plates, 5 and 3. So we could probably get away with putting circuits and cogs on the same line, which can then be fed to this one. So if we get them on a line, we can use it on both. And then we just need to get iron on one and steel on the other. But we need a lot of iron plates. So what is that, all solar panels in the middle then? $14,000 solar panels. Nice. That's a lot of solar panels. Because I've combined steel and copper on the same line, I'm going to have to try and split that. This is a bit annoying. What do you use to build 14,000 solar panels? Because that must have taken a while.
Ran over
You nearly got run over.
by the train.
Yeah, you love it.
You probably don't want to do that. Just saying.
Oh man, my inventory's full. Let's get rid of that lot. Gamma, have a good one, sir. See you tomorrow. When do the clocks go back? 2 a.m. roughly. 3 a.m. if you're in Europe. Right, that's some of the stuff. And we just need steel. We're just going to get steel down here for the next one. If the clock goes back, how is it an extra hour in bed? Because let's say at 3 o'clock in the morning, the clock suddenly becomes 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah? You just gained an hour in bed. Because instead of it being 3, it's now only 2. So let's say you have to go to work at 9. Yeah? Well, the clock goes back, and effectively, it's now 8 o'clock, which means you've got an extra hour before it's 9. So at 3 o'clock, it goes back to 2, and then you get a 3 o'clock again. So you get 2 3 o'clocks. In a way. Depends how you want to think about it. Just not too hard, it'll hurt your head. It's a bit counterintuitive. It is a little bit. Okay, so we want to get the iron down to this one. This is going to need to be split between the two. Dude, imagine if you could go back to spring. That would be bizarre. It's bad luck if you're working tonight. Yeah. I don't know if they allow for that. But you get the same problem in reverse in spring. You know, you suddenly lose an hour. Or you could just move to Arizona and not move the clock. Do they not move the clock in Arizona? That's interesting. Imagine if you got one of those analog radio clocks. I've got one from. I've got two. One in my living room, one in the dining room. And yeah, it literally just goes zunk and goes back. But it doesn't do it straight away. So if you sit there waiting for it, you're quite often disappointed because it can take like sometimes 2 hours before it suddenly moves. But it does do it. Your wristwatch is radio controlled. Let's see. So on the bottom one feeding into the top one. But they both want materials from this and they want steel, so we'll go like that's gonna do that, and that's gonna do that. Oops. Are all the inserters on a provider,
They should be, yeah.
Happy
including like green ones?
Nutter.
I believe so.
What do you mean concentration phase? Rowland, thank you for 70 months. 2 more months. At Christmas, you'll be on 6 years, Rowland. It's amazing, dude. Thank you. I will have a green stack inserter. So there's different kinds of inserters in this game. There's like the yellow one, blue one, red one, purple one, and then the green one. You get them at different times, like as you go through the research, but that's the slow one. That's much quicker. This one is a long inserter. If you look, that one picks up things on this side. So it will take stuff from that side and put them there. Whereas this one will take stuff from that side and put them there. So it's like a long-handed inserter, but it's slower. This one's a filter inserter, so you can tell it what to pick up or what not to pick up. And then this one's what they call a stack inserter, where it basically picks up more than one thing at a time, so it's more efficient. And that's why you see like different colored inserters around. I forgot the burner one. There's a burner one, which is this one, which I don't even have anymore. What is it? There's the burner one, and this is a very specific one. It picks up. It's powered by coal, so generally you use this on power stations, and you have coal coming down the line, and it picks up the coal, puts it into itself, uses it as fuel, and then starts moving stuff. But it's a very useful thing, but very limited. Yeah, the stack filter. So that's the same as the filter, except it does the stacking and the filtering. You get the idea. That's true. It actually works on fuel blocks. That's a good point. It does work on fuel blocks. Right, so that's going to do that. That's going to do that. That's going to do that. So it just needs to get steel in here. We get steel in here, and that will be good to go. We're not researching. It's a waste of research. So yeah, they'll start loading up, and that'll start making stuff, and then it'll put it into here, and then this will stop because that can't take anymore. And now we need to get steel in. What's the end game? Like I say, the end game technically is build a rocket and launch it, but you can carry on after that. Is your studio soundproofed? I wouldn't say it's soundproof, no. But it's reasonably good at insulating sound. Are you using any mods? Yeah, we're using Afraid of the Dark, which normally nighttime gets a lot darker than this, but with the Afraid of the Dark mod, it's not so bad. Which I find is better for streaming, but it does mean, like, normally your solar panels, for example, in the daytime take energy, but at nighttime they don't take any. Afraid of the Dark, I'm not sure if that's the case. I don't think we've got any solar panels yet. We're also using auto deconstruct. So, for example, when the mines run out of ore, they automatically get marked for deconstruction, and then the bots will run over and do it. And what else are we using apart from Afraid of the Dark and auto deconstruct? Mod-wise?
Tam's just posted it in chat.
Oh yeah, there you go. Lighted electric poles and Optera's library, which comes with lighted electric pole. Yeah, so that allows you to build these power poles that have lights on them as well.